without sin, right? To be what? That same symbolic lamb without blemish for the nation of Israel. He was without blemish because he was without sin. Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
And without spot.
And without spot. Go ahead.
Who verily was foreordained.
Foreordained. Go ahead.
Before the foundation of the world.
So Yahushua was already set up from the beginning. Go ahead. So when you look at, go back to Exodus the 12th chapter, if Yahushua was already set up from the beginning, what? That means that lamb during the Passover was symbolic all the way back then. Okay? Right? It was already set up and ordained. So everything goes back to Yahushua. It said he was foreordained before the world began. Good.
But was manifest in these last times for you.
Right, so it was already set up in the heavens by the Most High, but it had to be manifest. It had to be played out. So he was already symbolically that lamb without blemish, that male of the first year lamb without blemish. It was already symbolically being set up through the Passover. That's why, what was the Last Supper before Yahushua died? The Passover. Right? Because it was all symbolic to him. So everybody see the link up? Right? It's the same thing, the lamb without blemish, just like Leviticus the 12th chapter. Go ahead?
Go ahead.
All right, so go ahead. That's it on that.
And I got one precept that I want to link up with 1 Peter's 1 and 20. When he said, foreordained before the foundation of the world. We're going to specify what the world, who the world was real quick. Acts 5 and 29 through 31. Just a quick precept to link up with that.
Well, we have 1 Peter's 1 and 20
Kind.
with Acts 5:39.
Kind.
And the link-ups are important because what it shows, different parts of the Bible and different prophets and teachers and apostles was saying the same thing, and they was in agreement. Okay? Right, so go ahead.
Acts chapter 5, verse 29. Then Peter,
29. Yeah.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey thy power rather than men. The power of our fathers raised up Yahushua, who ye slew and hung on a tree. Him have thy power exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. Right, so that sacrifice of Yahushua is for Israel and to forgive Israel for their sins. Just to link it up with that 1 Peter's 1 and 20.
All right, so go back to Exodus the 12th chapter now. And where you left off at?
Verse 5, I believe.
Yeah, current. So Exodus 12, verse 5.
Everybody got it?
Everybody have it?
Good.
All right, good. La'ah? Okay, good.
Your lamb shall be without blemish. A male of the first year, ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. And the reason why I said of the first year, because it can't be, the Lord didn't want us to have, what's the name of a baby lamb? Kid?
The meat, they call it veal.
Veal.
Right, they call it veal because it's not developed yet.
Right, it's not the lamb. If the lamb's not fully developed, it's not really lawful to eat that lamb.
Right, that's why when you go into a meat market or something, and they have veal chops, they be kind of small, right? Because the lamb is not big. And you look at the lamb chops as opposed to the veal chops. The lamb chops are more bigger. They're more significantly bigger.
Okay.
All right, so you're not supposed to eat veal. That's a lamb that's not fully developed. It's supposed to be a year or older. And if you go to a slaughterhouse, they'll ask you that. You know, if you go to a slaughterhouse, they'll say, do you want your lamb a year or older? The brothers that know about the Passover or, buying the lamb, they'll ask you that because they know that law. Because most of the time it's Ishmael that be in the slaughterhouses, and they know the law about the male a year or older. Right? Because in a lot of that Islam, they got a lot of the laws from the scriptures. All right, go ahead.
Verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Good.
Verse 7. And
Salakia, when you read verse 6, that's what was called the preparation of the Passover. I think you read about that in St. John, during the time of H.O.I. It was the preparation of the Passover. That day before, we slaughtered the lamb, you removed the leaven out of your house, and things of that nature. Right, Kern? All right, good.
Verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door post of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. And that's the 7th verse.
No, that's it. All right, so
and
yes,
that blood in the book of Matthew, but that's chapter 24, I believe. That blood represents the blood of Yahushua, I believe.
Kind.
Right.
It's all symbolic. It's all symbolism.
Right. And, so yeah, that on that note, you know.
So everybody understand? Everybody understand? Any questions? Any add-ons? Anybody got a precept? Something they want to add on? Abram?
With neighbor, look it up in the Bible dictionary where it says fellow Israelite.
Say it again.
The word neighbor. Is the brother?
Yeah, it's in the Bible dictionary. Look in the Zondervan's Bible dictionary. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It says it in there. All right, Khan. And also Deuteronomy, was it 15 and 12? Your neighbor, your fellow Israelite, is also Jeremiah 34 and 9, I believe it is.
Deuteronomy 15 and 12?
Yeah, Deuteronomy 15 and 12.
Oh, yeah. And you said Jeremiah 34 and 9?
Yeah, and I believe it's Jeremiah 34 and 9. Yeah. Tells you your neighbor is your fellow Israelite. Right. Deuteronomy 15:12, Jeremiah 34 and 9, and also Mark 12 and 29. Hear, O Israel, the first of all the commandments, love the Most High, and then love thy neighbor as thyself. You remember that one? Yeah. Deuteronomy 15:12, Jeremiah 34 and 9, and Mark 12:28 on down. 28, I think, till about 31, 32. Y'all know the famous one we always got to cut them with at the camp.
12:29.
12:29. Right? God? Right, and also Leviticus 19, 1 and 2, and 17 and 19. Alright? All the scriptures that cut that neighbor stuff. And, plus much more, but those are the ones right there go right for the jugular vein.
Leviticus 1 and 2, right?
Leviticus 19, 1 and 2, and then 17 through 19. So no, 17 and 18. Good? Alright, so next man. Shaquat? Don't be scared. Shaquat. Bun yum yum. Bun yum yum. Yeah, it's a tongue twister. Bun yum yum.
Bun yum yum.
Bun yasha'ala.
Bun shayala.
Bun yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yeah, all right, good. Shema Akim, please.
Shaquat.
Okay.
Bun yum yum. Bun yasha'ala.
Khan. Shaquat. No, you gotta say it.
Shaquat. Bun yum yum. Bun yasha'ala.
Yahaba Hashem Yahshabrakatham.
Yahaba Hashem Yahshabrakatham. So you're going to read verses 8 through 14. Yeah. I have no idea. I was looking for it earlier. I don't. Probably just got to look for them. It's chairs. I think it's 1 or 2 extra chairs in the girls' room. And the one in our room, I don't know. So Shaquat is going to read Exodus 12, 8 through 14. Good?
All
right.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night.
Slap. Kanawak, that's you? Oh, Shalom, Mark. Nawak. That's you back there?
There's some chairs
Oh,
right
Shalom.
here.
Hey, that cat snuck up in here.
There's a couple.
No, I put this here because it's not so much more about. All right. Big coats off, just start, we have coats and stuff, but it's hard for it to be hanging out.
Alright, so Exodus chapter 12, verses 8 through 14. Shaquat is going to read and expound, and we'll chime in or whatever. Alright? Everybody have it? Everybody have it? Go ahead, brother.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Now, the unleavened bread basically symbolizes, purity, and the bitter herbs, like the brother brought out, is about, the bondage, the hardship that we serve in captivity in Egypt. Verse 9. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof. Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. So basically, we have to consume all the pieces of the lamb. We couldn't anything left being a remaining of it, basically. And if we did, like the brother brought up previously, we gave it to our neighbor next door if they didn't have a lamb, basically.
Right, and we're supposed to eat up the lamb, all the lamb in that night. Alright, Karen? This is mainly for the first night, but I got some lamb here tonight, so y'all brothers gonna eat it up? Eat it up? Let nothing of it remain.
Verse 11. And thus
gave y'all a sneak peek of the menu.
And thus shall you eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Now, we got to be girded basically at the Passover coming, so, brothers can't be having the garments, the girdle basically, and the staff symbolizes, power structure. And we got to heat in haste basically. With the Israelites, when we were in captivity in Egypt, we had to hurry up out of there basically. And even the Egyptians was rushing us out of there as well when they gave us their gold and silver and whatnot. Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. So basically that was judgment on the Egyptians due to our captivity. Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Egypt. Now that blood also symbolizes the blood of Christ, being that the fact that he took away the sin. So let's say if you sin, a judgment was brought on you. So that judgment was the plague. So when he seen that blood basically on your door, it would pass over it basically. And the destroyer was basically Yahushua. Verse 14. And in this day, and this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. So basically that was a law to keep forever throughout our generations, no matter where our captivity was in any other land, basically. So that's it on that.
So basically self-explanatory. Everybody understand? Alright, somebody read the 12th verse again for me. McGunn, read that. Exodus 12 and 12.
Exodus 12 and 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt,